First, just how are you? How are you holding up with, the last 2 months have been pretty crazy for everybody.
I'm doing really good. Thank you for asking. And, just staying healthy is the most important thing right now. So that's the main focus, just staying healthy.
Yeah, how have you been able to do that without kind of the typical access you would have to gyms or, the spaces that you would typically use to work out?
Well, for me, I do a lot of my working out at home anyways because my dad trains me. So a lot of calisthenics, free weights, and then going to the park, running, still keeping my distance, but still getting the proper workout.
That's great. And, obviously it's been a very eventful couple weeks, but I don't think we got a chance to talk to you after the playoffs and everything kind of happened. So just could you take me through what that was like, kind of processing all these different decisions that were made and adjustments and things like that?
Playoffs was good. We won sections again, so that was a blessing. It was very fun, and the seniors got their last little go around, and then we lost our first round of NorCal playoffs, but it was still a good year overall. We all got better, and we all learned from it, and then of course, I committed to Stanford, and that was amazing. It was a dream come true.
It's no secret that you wanted to go to Stanford, but
Yeah.
can you take me through kind of that process and what led up to you finally making your announcement this week?
Well, when I had said I wanted to go to Stanford, I'd visited the campus. I was like, when I stepped foot on the campus, I knew like this is where I want to be. And their process is a little different from other people's. You have to get accepted in as a student before you can be offered a scholarship. So that was kind of the wait. The that's why it kind of took a while, but I got accepted as a student. So then they were able to offer me a scholarship, and immediately I took it because that's been my dream school. So it was really exciting.
Just how does it feel to finally say that you are 100% a Stanford basketball commit now?
It feels amazing. It was a lot of hard work, a long process, and I feel like just staying true to the process. Listening to my parents, listening to my coaches, I was able to make my dream come true. It's all about the hard work, and even though it's just the beginning, it's a little incentive that lets me know like my hard work is paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, a weight off your shoulders lifted. Take me through, like you said, your dad trains you. So what kind of things or regiments do you do? What kind of, nutrition adjustments have you had to make, if any, to kind of stay in shape and on track?
Well, for me, I'm focusing on putting on weight, so I kind of just eat whatever I want as of right now. I stay healthy at the same time, but potatoes, stuff like that. Eating to gain weight, and then a lot of calisthenics, push-ups, burpees, sit-ups, keeping my body right. And I run a lot. We run a lot. Suicide, 17s, miles and miles. And then, just staying sharp with my basketball, working on handles, shooting, my post game, even though I probably won't be in the post as much now, but still keeping all that sharp.
Great. And I know that, athletes are creatures of habit and routine. Has there been anything that maybe you've been able to pick up in your spare time? I know that you didn't take electives in school because you were so focused on
Mm-hmm.
getting the GPA up. Have you been able to take up any, hobbies or read any books or do anything not basketball
Uh,
related?
reading books. I like to do that. I still have a lot of homework, even over, this little whole coronavirus thing. I still have a lot of homework, so I keep up with that. But I've gotten to pick up on reading. And for my free time, I've always liked going to the park with my family anyway, so I just continue to do that. And I play some Fortnite with my little brother.
Yeah, that's fun. And you guys have a full house, right? You have two, three other siblings?
I have two younger siblings.
Two younger siblings. Okay. Yeah. You guys aren't driving each other crazy yet?
No, my mom brought another TV into our living room, so we have two TVs in our living room right now, and it's everyone's just out there playing video games or doing their own thing, so that's been keeping everyone pretty much occupied.
That's great. You said you have a lot of homework. Has it been difficult to transition to this virtual distance learning?
No, it hasn't. My school has already been kind of online, so it was an easy adjustment. We used Google Classroom in the past, and we were kind of already preparing to transition to online learning. So they did a really good job of that. So it's been pretty easy.
That's great. And then, just thinking back on this year, obviously it ended abruptly, but when you just look back at this season or your academic year, what kind of stands out for you that you're going to remember about this year?
Definitely winning the section championship. Well, because I know that's my last time playing with that specific group of girls. Because I played with them all 3 years, and we've all played AAU together and everything. So that was kind of like the last go around for all of us together. So that'll definitely be a memorable moment of this year.
And do you have any goals set for this summer for you, leading up to your senior year?
Just to keep working hard, and I've never really set personal goals for myself. I do whatever the team needs me to do to win, and then all the personal accolades just fall through.
How about academically? I know you were talking about you had a 4.5 the last time I saw you, so how are we doing?
I'm going to be able to take some classes off because I worked so hard before. They're kind of running out of some stuff for me to take. So just kind of relaxing for my senior year, enjoying it. But still, I'm going to, the classes I do take that are academics, they will be AP classes. So.
Right on. And I guess, is there anything else you want people to know about what this moment, this commitment, this dream of finally, becoming a Stanford basketball player, what it means to you?
It means a lot, and I just want to thank my parents because they've always pushed me, stayed on me, and I just want to thank them because, they made this all possible. I told them I wanted to go to Stanford, and even sometimes when I didn't want to do certain things, they brought the best out of me, and they kept me pushing. So just, everyone, love your parents.
That's a great message. When did they, I guess, if you're taking AP classes, do they help you with your homework? Did they stop helping you with your homework, or are they having to teach you in these virtual classes now?
They never really had to help me with my homework. I've been pretty independent with that. I've always liked school because I just like to be knowledgeable in every aspect. So they've never really had to help me with my homework. They just, for when I was younger, they would be like, do you have your homework? Do you have homework to do? I'd be like, I already did it at school. So it wasn't much of them helping me. They just checked in. But then, once I got to, the 4th grade, they just stopped because my report cards always came back straight A's. So it was always good.
There you go. You can be hands-off with someone who's a self-starter like yourself. That's great.
Yeah.
Anything else going on in your world that we should know about? Obviously, changing up the hair, going for a new look.
Yeah. Nothing much. Just, just staying healthy, adjusting to the new normal, and, just enjoying this time. But I get to spend with my family because, for the most part, it's pretty busy on a regular. So, being quarantined with your family, I love it because I love my family a lot. So, just being with them is always fun. And this is a great time to spend with them, and always a time we'll remember.
Definitely. Yeah. What would a typical, week look like for you if you were going into AAU and wrapping up the school season?
Well, I would be at school for the most of the time, probably work out after school once or twice. I always work out before school too. And then, on the weekends, it's always, we have a 2-hour practice for AAU or we'll have a tournament. So just a lot of basketball. It would look like a lot of basketball.